New at 6, two Missouri lawmakers want to protect the state's most vulnerable from abuse, and their proposal starts with animals.
KCTV5's Hannah Falcon shows how the bill protects animals and helps identify abuse victims.
We're basically like a glamorized foster home.
At Bertha's Beans Cat Cafe, sunlight falls across a sleeping cat. Customers cradle drinks, and sometimes a new beginning. The cafe, managed by Zoe Robinson, gives rescue cats a calm place to heal and show their true selves.
You can come, you can get a little cozy, warm bevy, and then hang out with cats.
But she worries about animals that aren't so lucky.
The regulations, I think, aren't as great as they should be.
At the Central Missouri Humane Society, Michelle Casey has seen the other side of rescue work, where animals sometimes come in suffering the effects of neglect or abuse.
So it's always really, really difficult to see, but incredibly rewarding to be a part of their recovery and journey to find a new home.
Research from the FBI shows a troubling link. Cruelty to animals can be a warning sign of violence toward people in the same home. A bill from Democratic Senator Tracy McCreery and Republican Representative Holly Jones would retrain animal control officers to recognize signs that other people in the home, children, elders, or people with disabilities, may be in danger.
We want to make sure that those that don't have powerful voices, animals, children, disabled people, our elders, we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep them safe.
The legislation also creates a centralized hotline to make it easier for officers and the public to report suspected abuse.
It's a streamlined way for those reports to get turned in, and then they would get dispersed to the proper authorities.
For people who rescue and heal animals, the bill offers more than policy. It offers hope. The bill passed the Missouri House last year but stalled in the Senate. McCreery and Jones are bringing it back this year and hope for action. Reporting in Jefferson City, I'm Hannah Falcon.